Let's get over to Tom FITZGERALD with more on the leadership of U.S. Capitol Police, how their officers were overrun, and the new investigations underway. Because, Fitz, I think the big question today is how could Capitol Police allow this to happen?
Well, that is the key question, and already today this House Appropriations Committee announced that they will be the first of what we are expecting are going to be many committees opening up formal hearings and investigations into that response yesterday. Now, already today, the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, now calling for the resignation of the Chief of the U.S. Capitol Police, Stephen Sund. In addition, she has accepted the resignation of the House Sergeant at Arms over in the Senate. Well, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer announced today that once he becomes Majority Leader, that he will fire the Senate Sergeant of Arms. All of this comes in the midst of a tidal wave of questions about how all of that went down yesterday from a security standpoint. Why weren't there more officers on scene? Why were those rioters able to break through windows and doors at the United States Capitol? Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat of Virginia, tells Fox 5 today he's going to push for answers in the Senate. Secretary of the Army today, during a briefing, said the reason National Guardsmen were not on duty at the Capitol yesterday was because Capitol Police officials never asked for them.
There were discussions previously with the Capitol Police and others, and no request of the D.C. National Guard were made. Obviously, there's a different branch of government, so we have to be requested to come onto the grounds.
There were also just major errors in planning, and then possibly some significant errors in the way people handled the situation yesterday. So let's praise the heroes and let's hold those accountable who led to this second in history attack on the U.S. Capitol.
And
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ask Tom, you know, there's no doubt that they were overwhelmed, Capitol Police, by the sheer number of people that were coming through. I mean, at one point you saw that they weren't even doing anything. They were just allowing them to come in. Have we heard from the chief of the Capitol Police? Because really, ultimately, I would like to know what he has to say about all this.
Yeah, a lot of people would like to know that, and I want to be clear about this. We heard from the chief of police today, but we have not seen the chief of police today. He has not held a news conference going on 24 hours since this all went down here at the Capitol. What we did get, we got a press release which page after page praised the officers who did fight with some of these rioters that descended on this building. But at the very end, in addressing what went on here, there was a simple line at the very end that said, "This is all under investigation into policy and procedures." That is not sitting well with the members of Congress and the senators here today. And already, as we just said at the top of this segment, Speaker of the House tonight is calling for Sund to be fired as the Chief of Police of the U.S. Capitol Police. And
Tom, this was not an event that just sprang up on us. We knew that this was coming. We knew that this was going to be intense, that there's possibly going to be chaos at the Capitol. So frankly, I just find it to be shameful because the kind of non-planning that went into this, you know, the lack of asking for MPD officers beforehand, for asking the National Guard to be there beforehand, I mean, I just think it's inexcusable with knowing that they might be overwhelmed by how many people were coming into the district.
Well, I'll tell you who did plan for it. The rioters planned for it, and you didn't have to dive very deep into Twitter over the last couple of days to read that what happened yesterday was exactly what they said was going to happen. They said they were going to storm the steps of the Capitol. They did storm the steps of the Capitol. They said they were going to go into the building. They did go into the building. So this wasn't some deep reconnaissance that was needed to figure out what the plans were here. It was said openly, and it was said outward on social media all over the place. And you can bet that it's going to be a key component of all of the slew of hearings that we're expecting here on Capitol Hill.
All right, Tom, thank you so much.